Hello, Aparna.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done something analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
The poem has 16 lines, which is
Yes.
divided into 4 stanzas of 4 lines each.
Yes.
The rhyme scheme is A, B, B, A.
Hmm.
There is also a rhythm in the poem. It
Hmm.
has been written in the traditional style since the first alphabet has been capitalized and there is a punctuation at the end of the line.
Hmm.
It is a traditional style.
Hmm.
And the theme of the poem seems to be of nostalgia and how things have taken a turn for the worse.
Hmm.
That's all, ma'am.
Okay. What about thematic aspect, language and style? Other things?
The
How
language,
how much suitable the title is?
it is suitable because he's talking about what he has seen. So he's comparing it to his experience and what he has seen throughout his life.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, linguistic aspect, you want to say something?
The language is easy, it is not too tough.
Okay. Style. Style is also very easy.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see parallelism. I have been young. I've seen a green country. I knew Serafina, correct?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
the poem, in the poem, the poet is reporting his or her experience, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When initially he is talking about his young age. Acha, you have been told about the trip to Prithvi Theatre on 23rd.
Yes, ma'am.
What time the show is? Any idea?
We have not been specified that, ma'am, but it has been said that we'll return by 9 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. How much is the fee?
100 to 150, but ma'am said that she'll tell us the exact rate in a few days.
Okay. 100 to 150, she told.
Yes, ma'am. In the message, it has been written like that.
Okay. 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 So this poem actually talks about the poet's own experience. Okay. When he was young. Okay. He says, I have been young, I'm not too old. Have seen the right was forsaken. His health, his honor, his quality taken. This is not what we were formerly told. So I have been young and now not too old. What it means, he is talking about his young age. He is saying now he is not too old. He had seen the right was forsaken. His health, his honor, and his quality taken. This is not what we were formerly told. I've seen a green country useful to the race, knocked silly with guns and mines, its villages vanished. So if you see in these lines, how he had used punctuation mark, he had used dash here, correct? After banished. Then see after she turned to her lottery, again dash is used. Okay. If you see, uh, throughout the poem he is talking about his experiences, and here also we can see negative connotations. He says, I have seen right was forsaken, correct? His
Yes,
health,
ma'am.
his honor, his quality taken, correct? So it's
Yes.
negative connotation. Now, this is not what we were formerly told. Then he said, I've seen a green country useful to the race, but that country also knocked silly with guns and mines. Its villages vanished. So indirectly, he's talking about destructive tendencies, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Even the last rat and last kestrel vanished. Okay, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think he may have experienced something like Cold War, like the war between two countries, two states. Like, see, when there is a war between Russia and Ukraine, you are seeing how Ukraine is suffering. I mean, how its villages, how its cities are being vanished, correct? With guns
Yes,
and
ma'am.
mines, correct? No, knocks.
Yes, ma'am.
So this reminds me of the war which is taking place between Russia and Ukraine, correct? Even the last rat, last castle banished means that, okay? So somewhere he is talking about destruction, correct? God bless us all. This was peculiar grace. I knew Seraphina. Seraphina, nature gave her hue. Now, when he is talking about Seraphina, and in the next line, he said, nature gave her hue. So, from this, we get the clue that he is talking about some female. The writer is talking about some female. Poet is talking about some female, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Glance, sympathy, note like one from Eden. I saw her smile warp, heard her lyric deaden. She turned to her lottery. This I took to be new. See what you will. Our God sees how they run. Now, when the poet is talking about any girl, any woman, he says, I knew Seraphina. Nature gave her hue. Hue means color, complexion, glance, sympathy. He is talking what nature gave to woman. Glance, sympathy, note like the one from Eden. I saw her smile, warp like heard her lyric deaden. Okay. She turned to harlotry. Harlotry means prostitution. Okay, this I took to be new. Now see, when somebody having good qualities gave her hue, glance, sympathy, note like one from Eden, but I saw her smile warp, heard her lyric deaden. Here again negative connotations, correct? No?
Yes, ma'am.
She turned to harlotry. Harlotry when nobody means adopts the prostitution as a career. Somebody having some difficult times or compulsion or bad circumstances adopts, correct na? So anybody turning to prostitution has her share of ups and downs, correct? No. So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
I took to be new. See what you will, our God sees how they run. These illusions are his curious proving that he loves humanity and will go on loving. Over them are faith, life, virtue in the sun. Now you see in this poem, the poet is talking about his experience when he was young, and he said he's not very old and he has seen the righteous forsaken, means people are not cooperating, people are not doing right things, they are forsaking, they are means leaving the right attitude and they are adopting wrong things. Okay, so that's why he says I've seen the right was forsaken. Now in our surroundings we say, we although we say right is right, wrong is wrong, and we means talk about truth, honesty, all these things, but at the same time we see truth and honesty only struggling throughout. है ना? Correct?
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
We talk about the continuous war between good and evil. Today is holy, and when we talk about Holika Dahan and we say evil are burnt, but at the same time we see that people not supporting good things, good causes, and evil only torturing good. I mean, this war between evil and good, correct and incorrect, and right and wrong persists throughout life. Correct? No? So he said,
Yes, ma'am.
his health, his honor, and his quality taken. Means anybody who has spoken for right things, correct things, truthful things, that person's health, honor, and quality have been taken away by the evil forces. Correct? This is not what we were formerly told. What we say, truth conquers, है ना? Right things conquers, goodness conquers. But the writer says this is not what we were formerly told. We were told that truth conquers, rightness conquers, goodness conquers, but at the same time, the righteous has been forsaken, and the person who was right, his health, his honor, his quality has been taken away. Correct? I've seen a green country useful to the race. Now we all know that green and clean environment is always useful to the human race. Correct? I've seen a
Yes,
green
ma'am.
country that has been useful to the race, but at the same time, we see that when war or commotion or communal activity or any type of violence takes place, then it creates bad environment, correct, in our surrounding, and it hampers the greenery and the clean environment. Okay, so knocked silly with guns and mines, it somewhere talks about war. Okay, fight, quarrel. So he says the green country has been destroyed with guns and mines, and its village is also been destructed. Even the last rat and last castle have been destroyed by the attacking country or attacking people. Correct? God bless us all. This was peculiar grace. But at the same time, even in war, all people don't die. Correct? All animals, all creatures don't die. Some are saved by the grace of God. Anyhow, correct? No?
Yes, ma'am.
So he said, God bless us all. This was peculiar grace. I knew Serafina, nature gave her hue, glance, sympathy note like the one from Eden. I saw her smile warp, heard her lyric deaden. She turned to harlotry. This I took to be new. So he said, I knew Serafina, I knew the girl who has been given fair complexion, glance, sympathy, note, everything, and as if she had been from Eden. I saw her smile warp, but at the same time, that girl or that woman was not respected by the people in her surrounding, and the poet can see her smile being destroyed, her lyric deadened, means her singing quality being deadened by the people in the surrounding, and she had to turn to prostitution. This I took to be new, though it was not a good progress, yet the poet has to take it as something new. Okay, say what you will, our God sees how they run. These disillusions are his curious proving that he loves humanity and will go on loving. Over them are faith, life, virtue in the sun. See, when we are facing bad times and when we survive, then we say, God helped us. Correct? No?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what the poet also wants to say in the last stanza. He says, say what you will. Whatever you want to say, the war between the good and evil. Okay? The women's disrespect. Okay? The men's the man who was fighting for the right things was disrespected. Whatever you say, whatever, say what you will. Our God sees how they run. The God sees and waits, na? Okay. It is also said, na, Bhagwan sab dekh raha hai. Everybody says all this, na? When in life something good or bad happens, then some people say, na, ki Bhagwan sab dekh raha hai na? So he is also saying things like that. He said, say what you will, our God sees how they run, how this society is being run, how men and women are respected in society. The God is seeing all this. These disillusions are his curious proving. Okay. Even though there are good and bad things happening, see, when we face bad period in life, then we are disillusioned because of the behavior of people in our surrounding whom we trusted, but they don't, I mean, do what they are supposed to do. Correct? So we come to know that who is who, what is what. In corona also, all of us must have experienced something like that, that we have gone to some shop who from where we used to purchase something regularly, and the shopkeeper didn't treat us well during corona, suppose, and then we feel bad, correct? So then we think how that person is behaving like this. Okay, so these disillusions are his curious priming. So whenever bad circumstances are there, there are people who disillusion us from their behavior. So these disillusions are his curious proving. So what the writer wants to say, whenever bad things happen in life, the God want to make us understand that all type of people are there in surrounding, good as well as bad. Okay, so he wants to prove it curiously that he loves humanity and will go on loving. But God always loves humanity, means humanness, okay, and will go on loving. Over them are faith, life, virtue in the Son. And he prefers faith, life, and virtue means good qualities. In the Son means in the society, in the sunlight, and what the poet wants to say, whatever happens, where even if the war between good and evil persist, okay, even though there are people who behave badly, even though there are people who cannot respect the person who is fighting for the right things, even if people are there who don't respect women, even if people are there who are involved in warlike activities, but the life goes on. But God loves human qualities. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Now let us do another poem, as many students are not there. How they will do in exam, I don't know. Questions will be there, na, even if objective exam is there. It's not that there will be no questions related to poem. Can you see the screen? New poem. Hello, Aparna.
Ma'am,
Yes,
the old poem was on screen, ma'am. Report on experience.
the new one now you can see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Read this poem, it's also easier one, okay? The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Read this and try to do critical analysis, whatever you can do. Have you read the poem, Aparna?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you get from this poem?
The speaker,
Hmm.
he wants to abandon the city life and he wants to move toward the countryside
Hmm.
where he can enjoy nature and be
Yes,
with
yes.
all the bees and linnets, and he just wants to be amidst nature.
Hmm. What else? This is the main idea of the poem, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, the first para has 7 lines,
Hmm.
but the rest two have 6. So can we consider it as 3 sestets? But the first stanza
No,
has
no,
seven
we
lines.
can't consider it like that. Suppose this line is like this. Suppose. Then only we can say three sestet. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise, we can't say. Is it clear? 7 line
Ma'am,
stanza is known as what?
septet.
Septet. Yes. So you will, if there are 7 lines, then you will say that first stanza is septet. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. Now, can you see here in this, I mean, rhyme schemes? It's not full rhyme as such, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this poem doesn't have full rhyme scheme, though there are rhyming words like me, see, there, है ना? Be, then made and glade are there, but it's not a complete rhyme scheme. Then you will write A, B, whatever way the rhyme, you know now how to write rhyme scheme for the poem. That way you will write, you will say this poem is divided into 3 stanzas. Each stanza had different line length. You can say like that, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And then you can say first one is sestet, septet, whatever it is, quartet, whatever, tercet, whatever. है ना? And then you will tell that in the first stanza what the writer is mentioning, second, third, thematic aspect. Okay. Then you will come to linguistic and stylistic aspect. The language also, here also the language is very simple, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Not difficult. Then you can also talk about, I told you that monosyllabic words, polysyllabic words, disyllabic words, and use of parts of speech. Which type of words have been used more? Adjective, adverb, and all. Okay. And what he says, I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rose will I have there. So you have rightly pointed out that he wants to enjoy nature. He wants to be away from city life and wants to enjoy the rural life. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So he says, I will build a small cabin of clay and wattles, and 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee. And so he wants to be in the company of nature. He wants to enjoy the animals, creatures in the surrounding. And I shall have some peace there, because in city life you don't get to enjoy peace. So he wants to enjoy peace as well. Okay. And we will do it next time. Okay, I am now ending the meeting. Okay. And
Thank you, ma'am.
yes, welcome. At least we could do something na today as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I did it with you because see, at least you have made attempt to join online lecture. If others are not attending, it's not your fault. So even if one student is there, I have to teach, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So at least we did something. We will revise and repeat again whenever the next lecture will be. Tomorrow is holiday, Saturday we will do. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
ma'am. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Welcome.